Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mulroy Bay in Farming Simulator 15. Today we are going to be doing some mowing. There was a small incident where I was trying to scout out a field to mow, and I went over into field 33 and flipped the tractor. Luckily I had the mower attached. Turns out the mower can also be used as a self-righting mechanism of a tractor. Who knew? Anyway, let's do this in cab, because why not? Let's get going. And you'll notice I am missing a bit intentionally here. I'm trying to do this realistically for once. So I am doing a bit of a funky outline here where I'm going kind of the way that I want to. Well, I'm going with the tractor up against the hedges to start off with, because that's what you do in reality apparently, to keep the stones out of the mower as long as possible. Or to, to avoid hitting the stones that would be near the hedges constantly, you'd do your first outline like this. You actually do most of the field like this, and then go back and do the round by the hedges, just to make sure that the stones only get flicked the once. Also, you probably normally wouldn't be going around near your sheds while mowing. But hey, it's farm sim, let's do it whatever way works. And this way works. As we can get, if I turn tight enough. Nice spiral going in the field, which is kind of what I want. Now, I didn't bring the windrower down here yet, because I want to windrow up field 18 before I bale it. The reason I want to do that is because it'll mean less work with the baler. I don't know if it's the best option. Well, I might just bring the windrower down and work with it down here, because I don't think that it would be the best option to windrow and then bale, because it'd be the same number of runs. If I had the dual windrower, which I just can't afford, then yes, windrowing and then baling would be the option I'd take, but the windrower I have just isn't big enough to warrant it, unfortunately. And yes, I am in fact using the accelerator pedal properly this time. I'm not just weighing it down and hoping for the best. I am using throttle control to keep my speed at a reasonable velocity, I guess. Keep my speed reasonable so that I can actually, mow correctly. And not end up with a massive mess everywhere, because this is realistic. This is kind of realistic. What I'm doing here is mowing slowly to make sure that I don't make a mess like I usually do. Plus, it's kind of relaxing, just toddling around the field slowly with the tractor revving madly. And yes, I am using the Sami. I decided to break out the two tractors that were already down here for use. I'm probably going to windrow with the stair, just because I can. And then I'm going to bale with something. I don't know what yet. The odds are I'm going to actually get a second front loader, second stove front loader, and keep it down here with the stair, just because it kind of makes sense to me. I might start going up and down after this, because that turn is getting very tight. I'm going very fast as well. So yeah, the slower I go at this, the better, because, well, I'll actually, get some good mowing done. Yeah, I think it's about time for me to start going up and down the field with these turns. Being as tight as they are. Now I could get the Massey 198 and do the mowing with that, because I have done it. I've done it in one of my... I've done a couple of casual maps now. I've done a bit on Bjornholm casually, which I cheated like mad on, so I decided no. I made it too easy for myself, so I'm on Whispered Chills casually now. In a separate mod folder, because why not? I'll potentially be testing some mods out in that folder that I might decide to use in this one, or in the other two. So I'll move them into my third mod folder. No, I won't actually need to move them into... No, I will move them into the third mod folder, which is the testing mod folder. Yes, I have 4 mod folders, because why not? The testing mod folder, which had all the mods from the mod contest, has been emptied, so the mod contest has finally been nuked out of there. And it was getting a bit silly trying to find things on the map, so I've emptied it. Basically, the map is going to be the same. It's still going to be the exact same Bjornholm map, the exact same place. I just need to empty out the vehicles XML. And I'm just going to keep going around in circles because I realised that I don't want to be driving over the grass before I mow it, so all I really need to do is just get this thing lined up properly and not drop it like that, drop it like that. We can get a nice mowing going. That was an unintentional rhyme. So we can get this field done double quick. It's actually going a lot faster than I'd anticipated. I know it's not the biggest field in the world, but I wasn't thinking, oh well, I'll get this done in 20 minutes. I was thinking, oh well, I'll get the mowing done, or at least most of it on screen, then swapped off screen, do that, do the baling and stuff, and then come back and do the tedding and have everything mostly ready for moving on. Because the baling is going to be... moving the bales is going to be fun, because there is currently nowhere... Well, I don't have a bale trailer, which is kind of the fun aspect of it. I am going to have to move the bales individually from the field. Which, yeah, that's a fun prospect. One thing I've noticed though is the windrows are incredibly high on this map. Especially the grass windrows, they do appear to be floating. Which is fine, I guess, but it's not entirely realistic. I've never seen hovering grass in my life. And for those of you who don't know about Ireland, Ireland is the most silage mad country in the world. As soon as summer hits, as soon as it's possible, and in many cases sooner, because as I mentioned multiple times before, I did work in a lab, an agricultural lab for a few months in 2014, at the start of 2014. And one of the things that was done in the lab was testing, doing grass analysis to see if it was ready for silaging. And the number of times I heard our analyst saying, well, no, it's not ready, it'll be a few weeks, and getting a response of, oh, well, I've already cut it, is unbelievable. And the accuracy of those tests, I believe, was up to 1 or 2 days, so you can say, oh, well, you're about 3 days out from having perfect nutrients in the grass with those tests, which is amazing. But yeah, Ireland is completely mad for silage, and as a result I've seen some pretty impressive rigs. I've seen a few big M's. I think I saw a big M2 and a big M500. At least one big M500, and probably at least one big M2. which is the second generation Big M. The 500 is actually the third or fourth generation, I think. There was the original Big M, which I think I've seen one of. Then there was the Big M2, which I think again I've seen one or two of. And there was the Big M500, which is the one that I have in mod form and Giants of, I think, released for Xbox and PS4, I want to say. And they are impressive machines to see in person. Let me just say that. As somebody decides that their engine in their car doesn't actually need low revs. That's one thing I'll never understand is people who get like Honda Civics and the like, you know, small hatchbacks, and then rev the living daylights out of the engine. They do realise they're doing more harm than good by doing that, don't they? I mean, those engines are rated for however many miles or kilometres or what have you at, you know, 3,500 revs or less. And I regularly hear 6,000 or 7,000 RPM coming out of those engines. Maybe 8 to 9 if they're being particularly egregious, the engines, shall we say. And yes, I know that supercars, the engines are rated the very same, but those engines are made to much higher standards, often handmade. So it's actually better. It's, how do I put this? It's less bad to rev the living daylights out of a supercar engine than it is to rev the living daylights out of a Honda Civic. And for those of you who follow F1, you know how well Hondas do with making powerful engines. Although, from what I've heard, it's not actually the internal combustion engine that's the problem. It's actually the turbo heat recovery is the issue, and the kinetic energy recovery, which is knocking Honda engines down something like 160 horsepower from the Mercedes engines, which are by far the best in Formula 1 at the moment. But, well, not by far, but they're the best, followed by Ferrari, and then Renault, and then McLaren's are like. I think that the engine being run by Manor Marussia, the 2014 spec Ferrari engine, is actually better than the 2015 spec Honda engine run by McLaren, which says a lot about Honda. Says they weren't ready for Formula 1. They rushed into it a bit. Oh well. This mowing is going a lot faster than I expected. It's probably just because I'm going around in circles like this that it seems to be going faster, which is why I've done it. The same thing that I did in Nussin. If there's something that I think is going to take quite a while, I tend to go around in circles like this because it cuts all four sides at once, as opposed to just doing one side and going, oh my god, this is going to take forever. So yeah, this is... I'm pleasantly surprised by how quickly this mowing is going. Which probably means I'll need to mow a second field. And I'm trying to get to mow fields that aren't too ridiculously hilly, because I do kind of want to recover the bales and not have them roll off. Field 33 is one that I'm not going to mow, because as I said, I did a bit of a reconnaissance, and this seems to be the best one because there's a lot of collisions down at the bottom of the hill. Which, yes, not the most realistic, but when you're having to deal with farm sim round bales, you have to find collisions. You have to find things for the bales to bounce against. So that's why I've decided to mow this field. And if I decide I need to mow another one, which I'll do off camera, by the way, if there's any more mowing to be done, at least in this round, I might mow a second field and do some reconnaissance around. I think field 30. I'm gonna look for a relatively flat field and mow it. I might mow a second field down by what's currently the main farm for hay for the cows, but I don't know because I got all the hay making equipment up here. I'm it is a reasonable distance to be moving all of that stuff. If I had a bale trailer, I wouldn't think twice. I'd just go down and mow some fields around there because they're relatively flat, but I don't know. I've just realised I am actually doing this somewhat realistically because you would in fact be looking mainly at the positioning of the mower when you're doing this, as opposed to the positioning of the front of the tractor. So by kind of looking around like this, I am doing it the way that would be done in reality, which is kind of nice. I think I can cut across here like this at 3 kilometers an hour. Yeah. There we go. So what, 16 minutes in, I've almost got the field done. That's... Yeah, I was thinking this was maybe a half-hour job, and could well be. Because I still have to do the outside round. But it is going... It's going a lot smoother than I'd thought, because I was expecting to completely screw up somewhere. I probably have, and I haven't noticed. But I can't... Well, can't see any grass that I've missed, which is kind of the main thing. I say that, is that some grass that I've missed just over here? Nope, it's the... Yeah, the windrow is in fact hovering slightly. Also, it appears to be a chaff windrow. There seems to be corn in this windrow. Okay. And if you're wondering why I'm driving in cab, which I kind of which I haven't mentioned, it's because I'm following the windrow previously. The previous windrow. It gives me a good idea of where I need to be. And for the first round it was just getting the tractor as a whole as close to the walls and stuff as I could. There we go, that's a nice one. Just turn around again. And before anybody complains, because I know somebody's going to say, well, that's not how, you know, we do it on our farm. I have seen so many different methods of mowing that I don't think any one method is correct. If you look up on if you look anywhere on YouTube for, you know, mowing for silage, mowing for hay, mowing for whatever, there are so many different methods that pretty much every farmer has their own. And I have seen people do it this way, especially with the side mower, because it actually reduces the damage onto the grass before you mow it. And I have seen people going up and down with side mowers. Funky Farmer is a good example. He goes up and down the field with his side mower. But I personally, despite not being a real farmer, and I know I'm doing actually more damage to the grass here than if I'd gone up and down, I think this is a viable way of doing it, because it's more efficient. You're spending less time turning, and yes, I know that at the end of the day I'm probably spending about, well, I think I'm spending about the same amount of time turning, it's just they're smaller turns. But personally I think it makes the field look a whole lot prettier if it's done like this. Plus it's for hay, so, you know, it'll be windrowed up anyway. It'll be tedded and then windrowed up. The windrows will be straight. Whoa, that was a fast one. Yeah, let's do it. Just go lead foot for this. Stop. Can you tell I've been playing a few racing sims lately? I've primarily been playing racing sims. I can lead foot and actually stop on a dime. Or a penny or a halfpenny. Those of you old enough to remember those things. I'm not old enough, but there have been more than a few halfpennies bandied around in my house, and apologies for any background noise. Actually, never mind, I'm going to end the video here because everything's conveniently fallen into place at 20 minutes in. So, next time I'll be tedding, probably. I'm just going to skip that end bit now because it's not worth my time. Next time I'll be tedding and possibly showing where I've put the bales down here. If I have in fact baled up the field 18, because that has been completely harvested. The harvest is done there. Yeah, I'll be probably tedding and then getting ready to windrow. The windrower is still at the shop, but I can move it down here fairly quickly and fairly easily. So until then, and I have no idea what's going to be happening tomorrow, or even what happened yesterday in the videos. I haven't done them yet, which is fun. I know I planned on doing for yesterday's video. I don't know if I actually did it. Tomorrow's, I have no idea. But I'll see you again on Monday for the Let's Play on Mulroy. And I finally missed a bit. Good lord, I've got most of the field done and now I miss a bit. So yeah, until Monday from Mulroy, still English please. Until Monday from Mulroy, stay safe and goodbye.